Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I really appreciate your inviting me to participate. Our committee has oversight over the Medicaid program, so this is of great concern and import to our committee. Good to see you, Madam Secretary.
You
by
too.
far, not to diminish any other secretaries' positions, but in my opinion, you have the toughest job
Thank you.
here in state government, and
I do, trust me.
Your budget proves it. I mean, you prefaced your remarks by saying $28.5 billion fiscal year 13-14. Next year, it could go over $30 billion, and that's when you combine federal, state, and augmentation funds, pretty significant. With respect to the budget, and I didn't see anything in the materials, there could be a potential funding gap, I think, created. It's still an ongoing problem, as I understand it, by the federal government. In a letter I remember reading some time ago concerning the gross receipts tax.
Yes.
It could be a couple $100 million or more of great import in terms of a funding gap. Has that been resolved? Is it getting closer to being resolved, or is that still an ongoing concern and problem?
Chairman Baker, what you reference is the gross receipts tax, where we received a letter from the federal AG's office. It was a draft report that was sent to us for comment. We have made a very strong case where we believe that our GRT should be acceptable, but it still remains out there, and we wanted to make sure that the General Assembly was alert to that. And that would be, in state funds, what, about $400 million loss.
Do you anticipate any timing as to the resolution of that, or is this going to be ongoing concern?
It may be ongoing, Mr. Chairman, but we just don't know.
Okay. Regarding the some of the costs, as I understand it, and a lot of people are under the misunderstanding as to what the costs are regarding MA, and the majority of it is elderly,
yes,
the disabled, nursing home care, hospital funding, and it's about 41% of total MA population, but they account for about 78% of the MA costs.
Correct.
And if your proposal before the federal government and the CMS is awarded and approved, another conservatively 500,000 people, many of whom will be able-bodied, healthy individuals, will now be eligible, and instead of 1 in 6, we could be looking at 1 in 4 people in Pennsylvania.
Well, first off, Mr. Chairman, you're absolutely correct that most of the Medicaid dollars go to seniors and individuals with disabilities, and it is a very significant portion. That is why in the coming year, our focus will be on long-term care, supports and services, and how do we account for our growing population of seniors. I believe the latest I saw is by like 2020, 1 in 4 Pennsylvanians will be seniors. It's huge. So we've got some significant challenges ahead of us, and we have to address them. As you're talking about the 500,000 newly eligible people, they will not come into our traditional Medicaid. In fact, we will take populations out of Medicaid, our all-state funded GA population and our MAUD population, who will go into the private coverage option. The insurance in the private coverage option is it's commercial insurance. Right now, the Affordable Care Act gave us a national standard for insurance benefits. It's called the Essential Health Benefit Package. And so it has to meet certain criteria to even be used. That's why I think all of you have seen that there were people whose insurance was stopped. That was because the insurance they had did not meet that essential benefit package. So the insurance that the newly eligible individuals will get will be private insurance. They will be in a whole different bucket. And if the federal dollars, which 100%, then it slowly, gradually goes down in 2020 to 90%, and supposed to stay at 90% forever. And yes, we do have concerns whether or not the federal government will be able or will meet that obligation. So if the dollars are not there, that is a unique program that will not be there.
Thank you for that clarification. So the $500,000 or more will be in a
private coverage
private
option.
coverage only, paid with federal dollars?
Correct, paid with federal dollars, and the changes to the program the changes to our traditional Medicaid will remain for your most vulnerable people, which I believe it was intended to do, and the dollars from the changes we make can go to make up our 10% moving forward with the newly eligible.
Terrific. Okay. And just, I do support the expansion of the Human Services Block Grant to all counties. As you know, we've fought that battle. We're up to 30 counties now and running. We hope to expand that, and I do support your proposal to do that. The last issue, as I understand it, and I've had several conversations about this, since the ACA has passed, the Federal Affordable Care Act, it's my understanding that 250,000 people in Pennsylvania have lost their insurance. And of that, about 80,000 have gone online to apply under ACA to recover and try to be eligible for insurance. And of that 80,000, many of whom have not paid their premium yet, this is an ongoing concern and problem that people in my offices are coming to me very, very concerned and upset that the ACA is not doing the job that it was intended to do. And we've got a continual problem in people losing their insurance, and I'm concerned that that's going to lead to additional cost to the Commonwealth to pick up. Are you concerned about that?
I'm not concerned that there would be additional costs because I can't see, that's not the population that we deal with. What I would tell you is, yes, the Affordable Care Act and the exchange, the federal exchange, has been fraught with problems. And Pennsylvania, we got our piece of the exchange. We were ready to go before the first of the year to accept some of those transfers. And again, we're talking about a different population here, because the population you're talking about are people that lost their insurance because it didn't meet the essential health benefit package. Yes. So there are significant problems. And as we walk down the path looking at our private coverage option, we're keeping all options open to us, because if this exchange does not work, we may have to look at how else do we get private commercial insurance. That's how we're moving forward.
Thank you very much. You're doing a terrific job. Keep up the good fight.
Thank you.